Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for rocking with me again. I see that you made your way back on my channel and I appreciate you. So, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, tune in, share it with your friends, your family, if you think it'll be valuable for them to listen in. I'm just like I told you guys before, trying this thing out and I'm starting to enjoy it. I feel like it's helping me to break out of my shell and also from what I hear that it's helped others get through a few of their trials and things that they've been dealing with in life. So that's all I came here to do is really just inspire, motivate you all. Like I said, this is my purpose for doing this podcast and this YouTube channel. So yeah. Last episode, I discussed with you guys the story of when I had my son and how traumatizing it was. But I do want to mention that because I know that the questions that have come to me in person before were, how did you move forward? Did you file a lawsuit or did you do anything, seek legal action? And I did try. And although at the time I probably could have continued trying, I did have lawyers in place. But I pursued another lawyer. And then at the third attempt to find a lawyer at that point in my journey, it was like a few months after I had my son, I just didn't want to keep reliving that trauma, reliving it, re-explaining it. And it was just too much for me. And so I just said, whatever happens in my future, I'll just let it go. And so, yeah, I haven't filed anything. A few years later, the doctor that delivered my son, I was made aware that he is no longer practicing. He did lose his license. So yeah, throughout this time, I've just been focusing on my health, myself, and just making sure that I'm good. So if you guys were wondering that, yes, I am. I did try seeking legal action, but I realized that it was just too much for me and I just didn't want to keep on fighting. And I know it might sound like, crazy to some people, but I was just more worried and concerned about my child, my family, and also my peace of mind. I didn't want to continue reliving that. So I moved on and I'm happy with that decision. So hope that gives you some peace knowing that I did move on and that, you probably were like, this is gruesome, this is a lot, but this is just how my mindset is. If something is in my life and it's causing me to kind of be stressed or full of anxiety, I tend to, rearrange things and just make sure that I set up a space in my environment, in my space for me to thrive. And whatever it takes for me to keep my peace of mind, I'm willing to do it because honestly, mental health is very important. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about briefly today on how I ignited my mental health and how I stayed motivated throughout my life's journey, throughout times whenever things weren't so easy. Within my jobs, within my family, I just continue to build myself up. And was it easy? No. Did I crash? Did I catch anxiety attacks in my previous trials that I faced? Yes, of course. But how I move forward is what I want to share with you guys today. So one thing that I do to help me stay lifted is I read. I also journal and I read. It doesn't really matter what type of book I'm reading as long as it's something that is interesting to me. So if it's a faith book or a self-help book, or it could be a fiction, it just doesn't matter. As long as it strikes my attention, if I'm at the library or bookstore, I pick up something, I read it. I might read blogs. And I also do a lot of journaling, and that has helped me to thrive and to really just let out my feelings. I feel like when you have so much going on in your mind, you have to get it out somehow. So getting it out through pen and paper is my technique that I use to keep myself motivated. I also recommend therapy. I did go to several therapy sessions and it has been so beneficial to me. Therapy has taught me so much about my life, about the way I view the world, and also just in general, having someone outside of your norm that you can talk to and just kind of release your burdens. And, although I am a Christian and I do believe in God, I do recommend therapy for everyone because it's someone out that is professional, someone that has went to school for it. And I treat my mental health the same way I would my physical health. I see a doctor whenever I'm sick, whenever I need to go and, find health tips to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym and find someone who went to school to help me reevaluate a plan and see what can help strengthen my core, just things like that. So I look at mental health very serious. I make sure that if my children are expressing themselves in a way where I feel like it's out of my hands, I do seek out help for them because I know that it's not easy whenever you're trying to navigate your feelings, you're trying to express yourself, and you don't always know what words to put with how you feel. So I feel like a therapist really helps me to put a name on where I'm at, but also give me some type of direction, some type of action plan to help me move forward and not stay stuck. Oh my God, I forgot to put my phone on on airplane mode. So excuse that. Pause for a second. Hello? I'm literally making a podcast waiting for y'all to come. All right. Okay. So yeah, like my mental health is very important to me, and also surrounding myself with people who are going to encourage me to put myself first, to come out of the rut that I'm in. Or if they hear me complaining, my friends or family hear me complaining, they're going to motivate me rather than let me stay stuck in my depression or in my sadness. So when I'm faced with trials, I do pull on my community. I pull on the people who are in my space so that I can get strength, but also it helps me to pour back into them whenever I am surrounded by so much love. So I do recommend, if you are struggling mentally, seek out professional help, and also seek out people that that you can trust to help you, because life is not easy. Life be lifing, and no one wants to go through life alone and feeling like they can't really call on someone, or no one sees them, hears them. It's just important to have some type of connection. So I recommend that you do seek help and don't allow your pride to stop you from seeking the help that you need. So yeah, that's just how I stay ignited mentally. And I feel like, other than that, my husband, he has been such a strong, I don't even know what to say. All I can say is this man is amazing. Okay. And he's helped me a lot with processing my emotions, feeling safe enough to just be myself around him. And he's not going to judge me by, me lashing out or flashing out one day. He'll look at me and be like, you better chill out. Like, he'll look at me and say, you're worth more than that. He'll speak so much positivity back into my life that I can't even stay mad at whatever situation we're dealing with at the time. So kudos to him. I'm so grateful to have such an amazing husband who sees beyond my flaws, sees beyond my current state, and he's always pushing me towards my future. All right. And not just that, my kids help me stay motivated, because one thing about children, they will remind you of what you said. And they are the best accountability people that you can ask for. Children will remind you, I thought you said you were going to write a book, Mom. I thought you said you were going to be, Mom, now you know that ain't right. Like, different things like that really helps me to stay on my P's and Q's, because it's like, I can't mess up too much around them. They will hold me accountable. Serene, my daughter, she's 4 years old, and she will tell it like it is. Mommy, you didn't tell me you love me today. Did you tell yourself you love yourself? Okay. Who loves you? Jesus. I mean, I can't make this up. So if I'm dealing with anything, I just look at my kids sometimes for strength, and they give it to me. They give me that strength, that reassurance that I need. My son will check you any day with love, but I allow him to check me. I allow him to read me because that helps me stay on top of my game. And it just helps me to not come up with excuses, but to have a solution. It's just one day you guys will see it. I might be able to capture it on camera, but just having children that are that are able to communicate, leaving space for them to do that has helped me because honestly, if I wanted to, I'm such a hyper person. I'm such an excited person that whenever I'm down, I'm really down. And they don't let me stay there. My friends don't allow me to stay in my pit as well. So I'm thankful for that because my friends, they see something in me sometimes that I don't see in myself, and they pull it out of me, in different forms, different facets. But I'm grateful to have friends that I could rock with, I could vibe with, and it's great vibes. But not only that, they can pray for me. They can look at me and speak life and ignite something in me to keep going. So I'm thankful for them as well. And I also want to mention my parents. Although their methods may be different, it may be old school to some, I'm grateful because they will not allow me to be in my own self-pity. And I'm grateful for that because most of the time, some parents, they might, always take up for their children. Your kids are always right. But when I'm wrong, my parents tell me, look, now you're dead wrong. And I'm grateful for that. I need that. And also that love and tender touch that they give me by extending so much grace, so much patience when I'm over there acting like a big child at this big old age of mine. They deal with me, they are patient with me. But I said all that to say, that is how I cope with life. I pull on community. I journal. Of course, I read the Word of God. I mean, I did mention I'm a Christian, but I didn't go into depths about my faith walk just yet. But I definitely read the Word for strength and pull on my community, like I said. So if you are looking for strength, peace, whatever it is, seek out community. Journal, even if you feel like you need to exercise, whatever your methods may be. I do want to encourage you to take your mental health serious because that is what helps you thrive. That is what helps you pull out all of those gifts that are inside of you. If you are stuck mentally, it oftentimes is shown in your actions, in your mood. It's oftentimes shown in the way that you view the world. So when you take yourself serious, other people will take you serious as well. So be encouraged. I love you all, and stay tuned for the next episode. See you later.